full of trouble. Hello, good evening and welcome to NDTV. We are in Patna today and coming to you live as the build-up for the election in Bihar. Very important election in the year 2025, which is going to in fact take place. The dates are going to be announced. The Election Commissioner, ladies and gentlemen, was the entire team, the Chief Election Commissioner, both the commissioners were in Bihar for last 2 days. Today a press conference also took place and the focus was to take stock of the preparations before the dates of elections are announced. Remember, in 2020, the elections in Bihar took place in late October, three-phase election that took place in Bihar, and this time the dates are going to be announced anytime. So we are hoping that, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, any of those 3 days, the dates for the 2025 Bihar elections would be announced. A lot of people here standing at the station, of course, one of the busy, places that you would see in Patna. I'll try and get some voices as well. But before that, let's just try and get a sense of the consultations, of the preparations which are being made for this very important election in Bihar. Remember, 2025, the last election, and this is then in 2026, it's going to be now a big, in fact, election year, which will, of course, the season will begin in 2026, but 2025, all eyes would be on Bihar here in Patna. Let's first take a look at what the Chief Election Commissioner said today.
बिहार में 243 जनरल कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसीज हैं, एसटी 2, एसटी 38। नेक्स्ट, बिहार के विधानसभा की कालावधि 22 नवंबर तक समाप्त हो रही है और उसके पहले ही चुनाव संपन्न होंगे। हाल ही में बिहार में मतदाता सूची के शुद्धिकरण का कार्य हुआ और जो हमारे समक्ष बूथ लेवल ऑफिसर्स मौजूद हैं, इन्होंने न केवल अपने बूथ में मतदाता सूची के शुद्धिकरण का कार्य किया, बल्कि इन लोगों के साथ साथ बिहार के 90,217 बूथ लेवल ऑफिसर्स ने एक ऐसा कार्य किया जो कि पूरे देश में अनुकरणीय है। आधार कार्ड आधार एक्ट के तहत भी न तो जहां आप रहते हैं उसका प्रमाण होता है और न नागरिकता का प्रमाण होता है। अर्थात सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आदेश के अनुसार और आधार एक्ट के तहत आधार न तो जन्म तिथि का प्रमाण माना जा सकता है, न आपके रहने की जगह का प्रमाण माना जा सकता है और न नागरिकता का प्रमाण माना जा सकता है।
Now the entire focus is on the voters, and one would expect that the politicians would be talking about the issues that really matter to the voters. But from Prime Minister's mother to who can wear a burqa and what should Election Commission do, politicians have an opinion about everything else but what actually matters to the voters of Bihar. Take a look at this new controversy that has been started by the Deputy Chief Minister.
संविधान के अनुसार कानून एक होना चाहिए, पर्दा में हो या बुर्का में हो। महिलाओं का चेहरा अगर जो देखने का चुनाव आयोग नियम लगाता है तो समान लगाना चाहिए। घूंघट में चेहरा देखेंगे लेकिन बुर्का में चेहरा नहीं देखेंगे, ये कहाँ का नियम है? और चेहरा देखने में हर्ज क्या है? महिलाएं भी रहती है कर्मचारी में, पुलिस भी महिला रहती है। चुनाव आयोग जो निर्णय करेगा हम स्वीकार करेंगे।
चुनाव आयोग को निर्णय लेना है, चुनाव आयोग को फैसला करना है। चुनाव आयोग भाजपा आयोग बनकर काम नहीं करेगी। जो परंपरा रही है, जो अगर चुनाव आयोग इस बात को अच्छी तरह समझती है, जानती है कि किसी के भी धार्मिक उसकी भावनाओं को आहत करके मतदान की प्रक्रिया नहीं कराई जा सकती है। जो नियम रहे हैं उसी नियम के तहत चुनाव होने चाहिए, मतदान होने चाहिए।
Meanwhile, leader of opposition Tejasvi Yadav today once again took on the chief minister and in fact went on to make a comment about his health, about the mental health of the chief minister. The BJP and the NDA in fact hit back at Tejasvi Yadav, saying he should worry about his father, not the chief minister.
माननीय नेता प्रतिपक्ष तेजस्वी यादव जी को अपनी मानसिक स्थिति का ख्याल रखना चाहिए। मुख्यमंत्री नीतीश कुमार जी पूरी तरह स्वस्थ हैं। बिहार जिस रफ्तार से विकास के पथ पर दौड़ रहा है, वह किसी मानसिक रूप से पूरी तरह स्वस्थ विकास पुरुष के नेतृत्व में ही संभव है। असल में जो मानसिक रूप से विक्षिप्त होता है, उसे पूरी दुनिया वैसी ही दिखती है। तेजस्वी यादव जी, आप पहले ही किसी मनोचिकित्सक का अपॉइंटमेंट बुक करा लें, क्योंकि जब विधानसभा चुनाव का रिजल्ट आएगा तो आपकी मानसिक स्थिति सही सलामत नहीं रहने वाली है।
So on the precipice of the dates being announced for the elections of Bihar, how many rounds would it be? There is Diwali, Chhath Puja, all that will be taken into account. What is it that people are speaking about? To get a sense, let me very quickly introduce my panel of guests this evening. We are being joined by Mr. Rohan Gupta, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party. Professor Anwar Pasha, Spokesperson of the RJD, is also with us. So is Ajit Jha, a senior journalist, who has tracked elections for many, many years. People like us, in fact, go to Mr. Ajit Jha, to get a sense of what's happening with the elections, the data, the numbers, so on and so forth. We are also being joined by Amitabh Tiwari, founder of Vote Wide, political strategist who keeps a very, very keen eye on elections across the country. But before I go to my guests, gentlemen, welcome. Let me very quickly go across to my colleague, the man on the ground, Prabhakar, is here. Prabhakar, we are right on the precipice of the dates being announced. We were just playing out some reactions and the stories which are hogging the limelight. Most of them have nothing to do with the issues of the common people. What's happening, how are political parties preparing, and what is the expectation here on the elections?
See, there is a complete contrast as to what people expect and what the political parties would like to play as when the election campaign starts. So, right from the abuse to mother to various other issues to the mental health of the chief minister, this actually does not concern the common man. The common man still is worried about the migration, about employment, about job creation, about the job opportunities here in Bihar. So these are the issues which actually concerns the locals out here. But unfortunately, none of the political outfits, be it the NDA or the India Alliance, they are talking about it. So they are talking about issues which actually does not directly relate to people. And they're trying to build a narrative out of it. They're playing emotional cards everywhere. So you talk about the Prime Minister's mother being abused, or you talk about other issues which both the factions are playing out. So that is how it is.
What is the buzz? What are the political parties expecting about the dates as far as the elections are concerned? And also today has been a very hectic day for you. Back-to-back meetings in almost all big political players.
Yeah, in fact, last 2 days have been very hectic because the entire Election Commission team was here. They had a marathon meeting not only with all the political stakeholders, that is the political parties, but also with the administration, which included the district magistrates and the SPs and the commissioners, all the concerned officials who would be involved in the election process. So that meeting actually happened in Patna, and today the Election Commission held a final presser here, and they have gone back to Delhi. We are hoping that within 48 hours the election dates would be announced. That is what the political parties are hoping here.
Okay, Prabhakar, thank you for being with us. We'll keep getting, ground sense from Prabhakar throughout the state of Bihar. It's going to be very hectic next a month or so.
One and a half month.
For the reporters on the ground. But before I go to my political guest, let me understand from you, Ajit Jha. just give our viewers some context about the dates and the timing and what is the expectations, because last time the elections happened in 3 phases. This time the hope is that it will be almost similar or less number of phases. Traditionally, what is your expectations as far as the election dates are concerned, sir?
Ankit, I would feel more comfortable. The elections would be fairer if it is held in one single phase. One reason being because what happens, campaign begins, the campaign is going on, and then part of the state is voting, and then on that same day, people start discussing several issues which we are not sure, but might influence the rest of the voters. So the fact that the government has been talking about one nation, one election, so at least in one state with let's say about 7.42 lakh voters, 7.42 crore voters, it would be quite easily done because the entire administration did a SIR. They have practically met each and every voter. People in Bihar, they take Chhath very seriously. So they would be all going to Bihar from Bombay, from Delhi, workers, migrants who work outside, they would all be going to Bihar. Diwali, Chhath. So while they are there, if the election is held in one single phase, the turnout would, according to me, be very high. The last turnout was less than 60%. Given the fact we had an SIR, a serious SIR, I would expect at least a 70 to 75% turnout in Bihar this year.
That will be something new to see in Bihar, isn't it? I mean, if the turnout goes over 70%, and I'm sure that will have a lot of impact on the calculations of the major political players as well. Rohan Gupta, let me begin by asking you at this moment, what is the expectations of the BJP? Like Ajit was saying that if the SIR can be conducted, such an intensive exercise with the kind of machinery that there is, shouldn't the elections also take place in a single phase in Bihar?
I think this is a prerogative of Election Commission, and BJP is ready for whatever is decided by Election Commission. The main point here, Ankit, is you need to understand that the main campaign issue of opposition parties, that is SIR, is over. Before the elections are announced, their basic issue has been over. So this is what is going to happen in Bihar. They could not have any issue on ground. There is no anti-incumbency. That's why they had to resort to issue of SIR. And after the final voter list is published, that issue is over. So I think that is going to be the pulse of Bihar, and that is a narrative which is going to be in Bihar. So I will respect whatever, BJP will respect whatever Election Commission decides, and we are ready for whatever is decided.
So you are saying there is pro-incumbency as far as the government is concerned. There are no issues. I will put that to test with some of the people, those who are standing here next to me, because trust me, the burqa or the ghungat is not the issue or the echo on the ground, which the Deputy Chief Minister was speaking about. There are a lot of other issues that people here feel that the politicians should address. But Professor Anwar Pasha, let me get your first reaction to this. What is the expectation of the RJD? Would RJD like a single phase election? Does that work better for the RJD? Because remember, it's a big state, different regions. The patterns of voting in different regions is also not exactly the same, across Bihar.
Ankit ji, good evening. I was just hearing the statement of the Deputy CM of Bihar. And it is quite clear that BJP is desperate. They are afraid. They are not sure of coming into power again. They are going to be defeated because there is a strong wave of anti-incumbency against this double-engine government of BJP and JDU. They have failed on each and every front. Our issues are employment. Our issues are migration. Our issues are poverty. Our issues are education. Our issues are crime. We want jobs for the youth. We are assuring them that when we come in power, we'll give you job. Our leader, Shri Tejasvi Prasad Yadav ji, gave job to
the big yatra or the throughout the state of Bihar that you took out with Rahul Gandhi was on SIR issue. So for the Bharatiya Janata Party, it seems that that's what they are saying, that the focus was SIR, which now stands completed, sir.
Ankit ji, that was one of the important issues because the SIR was imposed by the BJP through Election Commission. It was not an issue at all. Before June 24, it was not an issue at all. We have been touring Bihar, our leaders have been touring Bihar. Rallies were held in Bihar on the issues of unemployment. Large number of unemployment. Number one, Bihar is number one as far as the unemployment is concerned. This is what the achievement of this double engine government is. They have given Bihar a large number of unemployed youths, large number of migration. Bihar is number one in migration in the country. Okay. This is the achievement of this double engine government. So we have been taking up all these issues to the people. These are our issues. We want to control crime.
I'm coming to you, sir. I'm coming back to you. I will also talk about these issues threadbare throughout the coverage here on election.
Just one point. Bihar has become a hub of crime today. I'm not sure whether you will come back to Delhi safely. Because the Patna has become a hub of crime. That is the capital of Bihar. Sir, every day.
That's a big statement you are making. I hope you have my well-being in your heart, and I'm hoping that Patna and Bihar is going to treat me absolutely fine and well as it has always treated me in the last many years. But Professor, but let me very quickly go across to Amitabh Tiwari. Amitabh Tiwari, just before the election, is the surround sound too much on the issues which doesn't matter to the people? Issues like we just played out, the health of the chief minister, Ghungat, Burqa, prime minister's mother, so and so forth. Are these issues overpowering the narrative of Bihar? Because you also do a weekly tracker and you do understand the kind of noise that is coming in from the ground from the voters.
See, essentially it is always easier for the incumbent government as well as the opposition to talk about non-issues. Because for issues you need to research well, correct? So if the opposition needs to highlight issues, it needs to work hard and research. If the government has to talk about issues, then it needs to research, talk about the accomplishments, talk about why it was not able to achieve some of the goals, and then present a vision. So it is always easier for both sides to talk on rhetorical issues rather than real issues. At Vote Vibe, when we check about the Lalu feud thing and the AI video, etc., all these people are essentially saying that these are non-issues and not likely to impact the elections. And the core issues of Bihar still remain unemployment and migration, number one, corruption, law and order, and incidentally vote chori or SIR has also emerged as an issue largely amongst the opposition voters, because the opposition has been focusing on vote chori for the past 2 months or so. So it is very obvious that some of the voters of the opposition would see that vote chori is an issue, but largely it is bread and butter issues. But again, on television debates and all, we focus a lot on issues. Issues are not the only voting consideration for voters. Only around 23% people in Vote Vibe survey are going to vote on issues. Around 15% people on the CM face, 17% on the prime ministerial face of both sides, and other factors like caste, religion, beneficiary status, etc. So issues will be one of the factors which would determine the outcome.
You're right. That's a very good analysis, Amitabh, that you have presented to our viewers. So there is, of course, a talk about issues, but do those issues convert into votes for people also? That's an important thing. क्या नाम है आपका?
शाहिद जमाल।
शाहिद जी, ये बताइए कि इस बार जब चुनाव की भी डेट आने वाली है, तो आपको लगता है कि जो नेता हैं वो आप लोगों के मुद्दों की बात कर रहे हैं या सिर्फ ऊपरी चीज़ों पर बात चल रही है जिनसे आप लोगों को मतलब नहीं?
देखिए, आपके चैनल के माध्यम से यही लोगों तक हम पैगाम देंगे। एक युवा हम वोटर हैं, एक अच्छी सरकार चुनने के लिए हम अपने वोट का इस्तेमाल करने जा रहे हैं और ये जो 20 साल का सरकार रही है, हमारे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री नीतीश कुमार जी हैं बिहार में, 20 सालों से राज कर रहे। इससे पहले लालू प्रसाद यादव हुआ करते थे बिहार के मुख्यमंत्री, राबड़ी देवी हुआ करते।
मुद्दे पे आ जाइए फटाफट।
मुद्दे की बात जनता चाहता है, ना माँ पे जाएगा ना बुरखे पे जाएगा। मुद्दे की बात, शिक्षा, स्वास्थ्य, रोजगार, पलायन कैसे रुकेगा, इंडस्ट्री बिहार में कैसे लगेगा, बच्चे सालों साल मेहनत करते हैं और एग्जाम देते हैं, पेपर लीक हो जाता है।
वेयर आई एम स्टैंडिंग, यहाँ स्टेशन से आपको बहुत लोग मिल जाएंगे जो बिहार से बाहर जाते हैं और बिहार से आते हैं। क्या आप बताइए, पलायन मुद्दा है क्या भैया?
पलायन बड़ी सबसे बड़ी समस्या है। पलायन इस बार हम लोग पलायन की जो बात करेगा, जो नौकरी देने की बात करेगा, जो रोजगार देने की बात करेगा, हम लोग उसे चुनने जा रहे हैं। हर साल दो करोड़ नौकरी के बात किया गया, लेकिन युवा को रोजगार नहीं दिया गया। तो ये सबसे बड़ी मुद्दा है। हम लोग
कुछ नया है भाई साहब इस बार चुनाव में, या वैसे जैसे चुनाव होते आए वैसे ही होते रहेंगे?
नहीं, तो जो बोल रहे हैं तो ठीक बोल रहे हैं ना, इसमें कहीं कोई कठिनाई नहीं है। होना चाहिए, रोजगार मिलना चाहिए, जो जैसा है वैसा होना चाहिए, सुचारू रूप से चलना चाहिए ना, वही ना है उसी पर।
Gupta, let me pick that up and push it back to you. You were saying that there is pro-incumbency. If there is pro-incumbency, why are people still talking about palayan? Why are people still talking about the bread and butter issues? Why are people saying that there needs to be some sense of change, some sense of more accountability? What you have done is just not enough, is at least the sense that people are giving here to me here at the railway station.
So Ankit, before 20 years, Bihar was Jungle Raj under RJD rule. People still don't forget that. And the kind of vacuum they had created before 20 years, obviously it is getting filled. And today you see the unemployment rate. It is national average is 3.4%, and today in Bihar it is around 3%. So let's talk about numbers. We have to see the numbers which are been published in Lok Sabha. And I am quoting the numbers. I don't talk without numbers. You see the employment rates. You see the development rate. You see the GDP of Bihar. You see the women empowerment. So if you see all the numbers, and that is the reason for last 20 years for state like Bihar, who always believes in change, there is one government. So I feel, Ankit, there is pure pro-incumbency. Opposition is sort of issues.
No, so you are giving some numbers. So let me also quote some numbers to you, Rohan. Let me also quote some numbers to you. Let me also quote some numbers to you. You are saying, look at the GDP of Bihar. Let me quote another number to you, 2000, 2001, because that's the fear that even after 20 years that you have to, in fact, resort to go and ask your voters for vote. 2000, 2001, it was Lalu Prasad Yadav's government at that point of time. The contribution of Bihar to the national GDP was 4.4%. Guess what is the contribution of Bihar in 2023, 2024? It's 4.3%. So people would say you are only creating this fear while the contribution of Bihar is only going down as far as the national GDP is concerned, sir.
If you see today's number, Bihar's GDP growth is 15%. Where the national growth is around 7%. So you have to see that perspective. What is the increase in growth rate of Bihar?
Sir, the base is very
Bihar
low.
is one of the leading states in India as far as the growth is concerned. That's what I'm saying. So if you see the budget of Bihar, if you see the GDP growth of Bihar, you have to see relatively what was there before 20 years and what is happening today. So that's what I'm saying. Now Bihar is on Vikas Path. Bihar has realized the value of double.
I'm going to,
and Bihar will continue with that.
Okay, Professor, Pasha, I'll respond to what Rohan Gupta is saying. He's saying that look at the numbers. People have given 20 continuous years to us because they don't want to go back and fall back to what Lalu Prasad Yadav and his government was in before 20 years. The fact remains that the fear of Lalu Prasad Yadav's government at that point of time still is a currency that the incumbent, the NDA, can in fact encash. Don't you think it's a worrying sign for the RJD?
Ankitji, this is a narrative based on casteism. They do not like Lalu Prasad Yadav ji because he belonged to OBC. So this is a casteist narrative. And this narrative is not going to work now. There is contribution of Lalu Prasad Yadav ji. Today, the deprived people, the people from the deprived sections, are in the politics, and they are getting their share. They are trying to get their share. They are trying to exercise their democratic rights, and they are going to elect a government which works on the basis of social justice. The government that will work for the safety of the democracy and the constitution. He was talking about the GDP. What is the per capita income of Bihar today? Lowest in the country. I challenge him. I challenge the BJP spokesperson to counter me. Is it not the lowest? Today, the Bihar people have the lowest income group, lowest GDP, lowest income they have in Bihar, per capita income. So this shows what is the direction of development of Bihar. People are unemployed. People are migrating from Bihar. What does it show? Does it show development, sign of development? In the last 20 years, they have failed to bring industry in Bihar.
But
they have failed to bring industry in Bihar. All
but
industries
you
are going
also
to Gujarat.
in the last 20 years, but you also in the last 20 years, for 2.5 years, you've also been in power, sir. What do you have to show? I mean, and if Mr. Nitish Kumar and the BJP is so bad, why is it that you were ready to do business with the Nitish Kumar? It's just the game of coming into power. It doesn't matter how you do it.
Ankit ji, you just see the result of the last 2020 election. What was the performance of RJD and the India Gadbandhan or the other allies? What was our performance? We defeated them almost. Because of the Election Commission, they formed their government. Because of the discrepancies in the counting.
What are you saying, sir? अभी तो date announced भी नहीं हुआ है. अभी से आप election commission को कोसना शुरू कर दिए हैं पिछले चुनाव का. There is nothing called almost defeat. It is either defeat or it's victory. There is nothing in between.
Ankit ji, I'm talking about the 2020 election. The result of the 2020 election. We emerged as largest party.
I know you lost that election by 12,000 votes.
The largest vote share in Bihar. People wanted to throw the government. They came from backdoor.
How can you say that they have lost?
Sir, but you did not win. So that argument doesn't suffice. You fought an election, you could not win. There are no runners-up as far as elections are concerned. It's only a winner, and that's what matters. Ajit, hold on, sir. Hold on. You made your point. Ajit Jha, let me understand this from you. And I specifically, picking up from what Professor Pasha. Hold on. You made your point. You've made your point, sir. I don't do debates like this. Just hold on to that. Ajit Jha, how important is the MY factor this time? And I'm not talking about the Muslim Yadav factor. I'm talking about the Mahila and the youth factor, which has been the focus of the government in the last few days. You have seen this big scheme, 10,000 rupee being given to 75 lakh women across Bihar. Then there is also a stipend or a bhatta which is coming in for unemployed youth. Many would argue that it has suddenly emerged as a trump card which the government is using to taper over their anti-incumbency. Just put money in the pockets of the women, and that assures you, if nothing else, at least 75 lakh votes.
Ankit, you have asked a brilliant question. One reason is because the women factor is actually helping the NDA, especially Nitish Kumar. Nitish Kumar, according to one assessment, a pre-poll survey, recent one, has a 32% advantage of gender gap over his nearest rival, Tejashwi Yadav. But if you take the youth factor, it is just the opposite. The youth factor, because of massive unemployment and out-migration, the youth, and remember, for the youth, the Jungle Raj is not really an issue because many of them have only seen Nitish Kumar in the last 20 years, right? So the youth is basically causing the anti-incumbency in a massive way, and therefore the entire anti-incumbency by the youth is going in favor of Tejashwi Yadav and Prashant Kishore. So it's like the women factor is helping Nitish, the youth factor is hurting Nitish. So anti-incumbency is not an aggregate, aspiration. It depends on which section is getting hurt, which section is getting helped. And by the way, it's not only the rupees 10,000 that Modi ji and Nitish ji has declared. Nitish ji from 2005 made Bihar what I would call a model state in terms of the number of initiatives that he did for women. Starting from, the cycle for girls and all kinds of, if you get into UPSC prelims, you get so much money. If you get If you do this, you
even
get so
the
much
prohibition,
money
even Ajit, even the prohibition,
The
Ajit Jha
prohibition.
worked fantastically for Nitish Kumar with a big number of women voters, in fact, voting in favor. But Amitabh, let me just pick up on that and get you on in on this. 20 years is a very long time. What have you seen? Is there a fatigue factor with Nitish Kumar? Let's forget the issues and what has been done, because the aspirational Bihari would say, fine, you have given us some roads, electricity situation has improved, but what next? We want more. Is that a sense that you also pick up when you speak to voters here in Bihar?
See, of course, there is a natural anti-incumbency because people have seen only one face now for the past 20 years, and his age is also not on his side now. And the youth voters essentially across India are largely restless. They consume everything on social media and show the highest amount of anti-incumbency. The issue, however, is that the anti-incumbency vote is not getting consolidated in favor of one party. Now there are two claimants. One is Prashant Kishore, and of course Mahagathbandhan is there. Especially amongst the youth, who show the highest level of discontent with unemployment as the topmost issue, Prashant Kishore's highest traction is amongst the youth. So that's a worry for the Mahagathbandhan in a way. And on the opposite, the woman vote is not showing much leakage towards Mahagathbandhan or a Jan Suraj, largely because of the legacy schemes and this rupees 10,000 cash income support or a cash toll, which has been provided recently and which has worked in many elections in the past. So that's the issue for the opposition. To be fair to Nitish Kumar and the NDA government, the level of pro-incumbency or neutral incumbency is almost equal to the level of anti-incumbency. So unlike 2020, there is not very high anti-incumbency this year. Correct. If you go on the ground, Nitish is liked for his schemes, etc. Only failure is the lack of industrialization in the state and the creation of jobs. That is the talk of the town in terms of his failures.
Right. Ajit and Amitabh, great to get you both to get us these important numbers and trackers. But as we have also seen, and as they would call in Hindi, इलेक्शन का माहौल अभी बनना बाकी है, एंड द माहौल होपफुली वुड बी पोस्ट दिवाली, पोस्ट छठ पूजा. What happens then? Who is able to capitalize on all these issues? That is going to be a very important factor. That's all the time that I have in this special edition from Patna. I've just landed in the city, and the next few days, till the time election is announced, I'm going to be here getting you the voices from the ground, and we'll keep our esteemed guests from the BJP, Rohan Gupta, Professor Pasha, Ajit Jha, Amitabh Tiwari. We'll keep coming back to you to get a sense of which way the battleground Bihar is going to swing this time. At this moment, thank you to all four of you for joining us. Thank you to you, the viewers, for tuning in. Stay tuned to NDTV. We'll get you a 360-degree view of elections, the battleground Bihar. Thank you so much. Slipping into a quick break.